Hey, thanks for being here today. We're going to do Mixed Media Mayhem with the prompts of stamp background, splatters, and nuvo drops. I'm also using my counterfeit kit challenge. So to start with, I'm going to use these pictures of my youngest and her late gecko. Not a happy story about this, but I'm going to document her love for her gecko. So I'm going to start with this background mixed media stamp, and it looks like this. This is one of the things I put in my counterfeit kit this month. So because of the gears on it, it kind of fits really well with that part of things. So I'm just kind of figuring out where I want my pictures to go. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this page yet, other than I'm going to use this background stamp, and the photos are going to be in this kind of orientation. And so I'm not going to put this on a block or anything else. I am literally just going to stamp. And I tried my, this one's the smoke one. I can't remember what it's called all of a sudden. I literally just opened it like 2 seconds before. And it is dry as dry can be. So I'm going to have to use a re-inker on it, which is really frustrating because it was brand new. So I don't know. But I cannot, for the life of me, get very much out of it. And I'm like, this is new. It should work. It's not working. So then I changed pace and used my black ink pad because why not? So I'm just going to just put it down just here and there and sideways. And I really just want the texture. Some of the gears and stuff I'll see, but I like the texture that this gives. So I have that on there. I'm going to wipe my hands with a wet wipe. And then, yep, that's okay. And then I want some color on it. So there is the green in there of the AstroTurf. So I'm going to pull out this North America side of this world stamp. I think this is Stamping Up, but it's an old one. And it's really sticky, so I can just put it on my hand and not even use block and just stamp it. And so I thought maybe just do it in a couple spots to start with, and I go kind of crazy and I like, nope, I just want this color just everywhere. And I don't care that it's the world. This little gecko meant the world to my daughter, so might as well put it everywhere. And so some second generation, some straight on. When I don't want the dark of the Lucky Clover, I was stamping it in the middle and then on the other side so that it's not as bright. So I have some different variations of that. So I like that. And there's just some sneaking out the side there, and that's perfect. That's kind of what I wanted. And just thinking here. Oh, I wanted to see if I wanted to mat it in cardstock, and so I just pulled this little piece, and I'm like, nah, it doesn't really need it. I'm not going to worry about it. But I do want something on this bottom here, and I do want splatters. So splatters is part of what I'm supposed to put on this page anyway. So I'm going to bring my big acrylic block over. I'm going to put some ink on it. I'm going to go get some water because I didn't have any. And I found my tea while I was out because I'd left it on a bookshelf. But meh. And so just adding some splatters here, there, and everywhere. It just pulls more of that green around. And let's just a quick look at where this is kind of going to lay, and then doing some more because I want more. And then I'm going to grab some packaging from my garbage can, and I'm going to use the packaging technique on this bottom here too. And then just flicking off the mixture that I had on there because I might as well. And then all the way across the bottom. And I really like how this turned out now. So, sorry about the movement of my table. It is my table, not my camera. I have to level my table, which I haven't done yet. But, yeah, all the things, right? And then I started to pull some stuff out of my green bin. So I tried this one, that ribbon, and it was just too dark. And this one's a little light, but I still kind of like it because it has that shimmer on the edge. And on all of this kiddo's page, she needs some glitter or some sparkle or something. It makes her very happy. So I'm just going to put this vertically. So kind of probably there. And then I had this little piece of 49 and mark it in the sage, and I know I have a package of them, so I'm just going to pull out the package. I thought about just using the two little single ones, and I want it to go farther, so I'm just going to cut this one in half. And then some of it can poke out the bottom and some of it can poke out the top, and I still have a spot to be able to glue it down to. So that's what I'm kind of thinking. I do want them to overlap. And I'm just looking through all of these things sort of thing. So I'm going to pull out these sparkly black bits because I think I'm going to want to use those. And then I am in my color drawer, and I'm going to put a tag that's kind of hidden on here. The journaling will be hidden, but you'll still see part of the tag. And I pulled out this bag because I thought I might use it. I don't use it, but I thought I was going to. And then I pulled out this little pocket, and so my tag's going to sit in the pocket. I'm not going to use that pink and green one, but... And then I pulled out these flowers, and I cut these on my Cricut eons ago. Like, I don't know, probably with my little one. I have when the little one first came out, at least 15 years ago, I bought it. And I've probably had these in these cardstock for at least that long. So, well, as long as I've had it, because I think this was one of the first things I tried cutting. And I use some of them on a page, but I have a lot of them. So I'm going to layer them up. There's 3 different colors of cardstock here. And so I'm going to use, some of them are going to get more than one color or all 3 colors. Some of them are just going to get 2 colors, and that's okay. So like that one. And I'm not going to use those really round ones like the one I just put to the side, but I'm going to use some of these ones that have the petals really defined. So, and I put together 5 of them. And that middle piece. And then this I'm just going to throw to the side here. And those ones are the ones that I'm going to, some of those I'm going to use. I'm going to show you what I do with the first one, and then I'll skip to when they're all done because this wiggles my table a lot. So I'm going to grab my black ink again, which is way under here, and wiggle the table. And I'm just going to do all the leaves and distress them or ink them a bit so they're a little bit more defined, not so flat with the cardstock color. And so I'm going to do that with all 5 of them. And so I do that, and then I'm going to bring these really itty bitty sticky dots. I think they're Zots, but could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that's what they are. And then I'm just going to stick the top one on. I'm going to stick the bottom one, the middle one to the bottom one. I'm going to curl up around so it's more like a flower. And then that one is ready to go. And then I'm going to do that with all of the other ones. So those 5 are done. This is when I was thinking about using the bag. So I do rip a piece out off of this. Rip, rip, rip. And then I'm going to rip this. And then I don't like how it ripped, so I'm going to use my T-square to rip off a little bit more of it. And I thought it was going to be a layering piece with this other stuff, but I put it to the side there. Then I'm going to add some dimension to my photos by putting the fun foam underneath. And so these little ones I'll just glue on, and this big piece I'm going to use my scrapbook.com really wide tape, which I love, and that's all done because that takes me a little bit to do, and this is long anyway. And so now I'm just figuring out where I want to put this 49 and Market film strip. So about there, I think. So then I'm just going to use my T-square so it gets, I do want it straight up and down. And I'm just going to put some glue on this end piece. And this is Nuvo Deluxe glue. And it's got a little bit on the top end so it doesn't go all the way to the edge, and a little bit on the bottom. And that middle piece will be overlapped, so not a big deal. And then I'm going to put this ribbon down, and the way I'm going to attach this ribbon is just going to put a big glob of glue right in the center where it's going to be, and that'll be enough to hold it when it dries. So, and all gets covered, so you don't actually see glue with the ribbon that's see-through. And then I know I want this envelope pocket thing to be here, and I want it so, like, I don't want to put a whole bunch of glue on it, but I just want it so that it sticks with the paper or the adhesive that I have on my photos, and I'm just using that tag for a holding place. And then it's just going to go right on top, and this will help hold that ribbon down as well as the film strips and that pocket, because this tape is really quite strong and I like it. Okay, so just making sure that did stick. That's why I did the little tuck, because if I had to do a little bit of glue I would have. And then this ribbon actually has a wire on each end, so I can just fold it over and it's good to go. I'll put a little bit of washi on each of the ends later, and then I'm just getting these flowers on. So one at the top corner, this one is going to overlap the picture on the bottom. So I'm going to grab a pop dot, and I have these reflection, I think they're recollections. They're old. I did a clean up in my room, and man, did I find lots of stuff. So that works there. And then I thought about having some of these cascade down, and I just didn't like it. So this one is definitely going to go here on another of these. These ones are really nice because they're super sticky. Like, it was even sticking to my finger. And I want it to overlap the film strip a little bit. And then I do have 2 more that I made, so I thought about, do I want to double up any of these? Do I want this one here? Nope, I do not. Maybe I would like the white one or the one with the lighter green. No, I don't. So I'm going to get some of these on that I took out, which are super old, and they're just going to go around all of the little bits. So that heart piece I thought worked really well in the top of that film strip. And I'm pulling out the windy circular more bits because there's some really thicky pieces on here too. Sorry, that's not really great language, but that's what came out. So I'm just adding little bits and pieces. There's some little black hearts, so I'm going to put black hearts in a few of the places too. And a big heart and more curly viney pieces. trying to look and see what would fit where. And so some more hearts. And so some of these hearts are different shapes. Another curly piece. Some other hearts. There's quite a few hearts on this, so I'm going to use a good majority of them up because why not? Some of the end pieces and just looking to see if there's anything else I want. And I decided I should do my tag, so I pulled out white cardstock, and then I realized I hadn't put this piece on. It sat right beside me that whole time. So I thought about layering it here, and I'm like, no, I don't need it now, so it's not going to make it on, but it's okay. It'll go back into my color drawer. And then I was just making sure that the width of this tag was proportional to what I want. I'm just going to cut it out of white, and then I'm going to cut it the same length, even though I know it's long. And then I'm going to put it in, actually hole punch it first. And then I'm going to slide this in to figure out how much I want it to take off, and about that much. And I'm just going to line it up and cut the bottom off with the tag I had before because it makes it straight and it's easy. And so that works out pretty good. I'm going to grab this Lucky Clover again, and I'm going to edge the ends. And I am going to drag a little bit of the green across the top of that tag too. Just a little bit, like, there we go. Because I wanted a little bit of that mixed media feel onto my tag, but I didn't want too much. So it's going to get a heart. And then the last prompt, and it's going to get a thread. And the last prompt is nuvo drops. And I had to come back and put the nuvo drops on because I actually forgot about the nuvo drops. And I had them all out beside my cutter, so I wouldn't forget, and that happens sometimes. So I do come back. I'm glad I came back and did it because it really does finish it off just a little bit more. So, and I did record it, so I'm just fussing with the ribbon on this tag. I wanted it to be in a bow, and I was not having a bow today, so. And then quick little trim, and I put a title on the bottom, and the gecko's name is Treasure, so that's what I named it. I pulled out this green nuvo drops, and I was looking at the black, and then I pulled out the silver, and I thought the silver would pull in some of that second generation stamping of the black because it looks a little bit more gray. And then I put a little bit of this green on this flower so that I could check to see if I liked it, and then swirl it around. These ones get lots for the center in this green, and I tap it so it doesn't have like a weird top part, and I did that for a while, so I didn't make you watch that. And now I'm going to put the silver on. I'm just going to do them like kind of like enamel dots, and then just here, there, and everywhere. Tapping them when they get a little, I don't know, curly Q on them, I guess. I'm turning my page so that I don't put my hand in the drops, but I end up doing it anyway. I don't know when actually, but like at the end I fix it, but I do put my hand in, and I was like, I didn't even realize until I looked at it. I'm like, hey, how did I do that? So they're still good now. So it's the bottom left corner that I muck up. And then I decided I need two here beside the heart. And yeah, I still don't know when I mucked it up because it's mucked up already. Right there. I put my thumb in it when I tapped. And so I'm just going to take a wet wipe, and I'm going to wipe it off because it hasn't had time to set up, and I'm just going to put them back on. So you can hardly see where it was, and here's some close-ups. Those nuvos are still a lot wet, but in my photos here, they are definitely dry. So I like the swirly look of that green one in the middle of those flowers. Makes me happy. And then just some of that mixed media so you can see the gears and shapes. And that is it done. If you liked my video today, I would appreciate a thumbs up. You can subscribe, and there's some other videos here if you would want to watch. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.